I want to talk to you first about the overall conditions of this new earth, beginning with its climate, because the climate of this new earth is going to be a global temperate climate. Now, why do I say that, and what evidence do I have for that? Well, I go back to the book of Genesis in chapter 1, where we find that Adam and Eve were naked, both unashamed, and quite comfortable. Now, we don't have any indication in the Bible that there was any plan for them to make winter clothes or to get fans or some kind of a cooling system in place for the hot summers. I believe that the climate that God provided in the Garden of Eden in his first creation and that initial work that God did, that God proclaimed to be very, very good, that in that climate there was a temperate climate that I believe is probably not all that dissimilar from what we have here on this island, maybe a little bit less humid on a day like today. But I believe that the climate that God provided for Adam and Eve was such that if they had never sinned, they would have been fine being naked their whole lives and would have been quite comfortable, never feeling too hot and never feeling too cold. Now, it's interesting because in Genesis chapter 8, verse 22, there's a verse that says, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." So he's saying that as long as this earth endures, there are going to be these climactic changes. There are going to be the seasonal changes. We're going to have these high temperatures and we're going to have very low temperatures. We're going to have heat waves. We're going to have freezing. As long as the earth endures. And that's the key phrase, because that word endures has to do with eternity, and it will not endure for eternity. We know from Scripture that the earth is going to be destroyed. It is going to be not completely destroyed and thrown away, but it is going to be burned with fire. It will not ever flood again, as God promised in the book of Genesis, chapters 6 through 9, but it will be purified with fire, and everything on this planet will be removed and purified by the fire of God. But the Bible tells us that because God is going to restore this planet to its original intent and then some, we can have confidence that God is going to be restoring to this planet, to this heaven on earth, that climate that they had in the book of Genesis.